So, we've got a problem. Got the Christmas lights up. Put them up, I don't know, a week ago. And we've got a section out. So, got to get back on the roof, find out which bulb's loose or broke. We'll take a look. Okay. So, with your Christmas lights, basically, the way it works, you got the circuit going in the light and back through, and the load going all the way through. It carries on to each bulb. So you got going in, going out. In this set of lights, let's see, hard to tell, but you can, looks like it's broken into probably 3 circuits. So there would be 3 sections of lights that could go out in this strand of lights. And basically, if they burn out, they don't go out. I'll show you why. They've got, if you take your bulb, switch this thing to macro. Alright. Come on, focus. Come on. Don't know if you can see that, but right at the base of the bulb, see a little shiny silver? That carries on the load to the next bulb. So if you were to snip that, if the bulb ever went out, then it would go out. So you've got at the top the filament that glows, you know, for the bulb, and then at the bottom you've got, you know, just a strand of wire wrapped around that carries it to the next, you know, bulb in the series. So if the bulb burns out, they stay lit. Now some strands, most strands now are like this, but you know, I guess some of the older strands weren't like this. So if one bulb burn out, it would stop the, you know, the section of the strand from working. And some strands have, you know, just one series of lights, some have multiple series. So when your bulb goes, or when you have a series of lights that are out, it can really be any bulb in the series, because in that series of lights, if one bulb, you know, gets pulled out or whatever, it breaks the whole series of the lights, because you've got to have the, you know, starting from this end, you've got basically your, you know, you've got a hot wire and a neutral wire. On one end, say you put this series of lights together and just laid it out where you could see everything. On one end you'd have, you know, the hot wire, and the hot wire would travel through each bulb, and then it would end up going back out through the neutral wire. And that's basically how a light bulb works. You know, it's basically shorted, you know, and it shorts, you know, if you short a wire, it'll burn in two, but it'll glow. The gases in the bulb and the type of metal in the filament, you know, make the bulb glow. So if you lose one wire in this series of lights, you know, basically you cut off either the hot side of it, you know, you don't complete the circuit. So you got to go check each bulb. So normally I start off by wiggling, or you know, just wiggle each bulb. See if you can find one that when you wiggle it, the lights come on, then I pull that bulb out. Sometimes it's a loose bulb, sometimes it's a broken bulb, sometimes the, you know, pull a bulb apart, glove off. So I saved the bulbs from other strands. Let's see. So you've got your leads right there, both sides. Now the sockets on most lights are different, but camera where position it. Alright. So, here's your standard bulb. The sockets normally are different on them, but you can reuse the socket for your old one. So I just bend the leads back, to where they're straight, and pull the bulb out. And I just take old lights that are, don't work, and I don't feel like fixing, and I just save them, and I cannibalize the bulbs out of them. Make sure the bulb's not, burnt. If it's discolored, burnt on the glass, normally it's burned out. This one's good. So we'll save this one, and a lot of times, if you twist all the lights and they still don't work, sometimes there can be corrosion on the contacts, so you have to pull each bulb out and look, or it could even be as bad as the lead breaking down in the socket. So the only way you'd really see it is if when you pull the bulb out, if the rest of the lead falls off, or if you pull the bulb out of the socket. But you don't run across too many of those. But hopefully you can narrow it down by just wiggling each light. And so I'll start doing that. If I find the one, I'll start recording again, show you I guess what it looks like when you wiggle the bulb and it goes out. Well, I got lucky. So there's a broken bulb. I'd be willing to bet that that's the cause of the problem. So if we just take it and take our fingernail and start prying up the little socket, we can get this bulb out. Alright, so we got it out. Peel it back. Sometimes they're kind of stuck. Oh, this one's... Come on. Alright, well the bulb's already broken, so I'll just break it the rest of the way out. Alright, so I used my knife, kind of broke the bulb up to get it out because it was really stuck. And so then we take our other bulb that we pulled out of this other socket. Make sure the leads don't get twisted or anything. Make sure it goes through the two holes in the end, and just bend the wires over. Now we take it, kind of a dim bulb, but they all lit up. So, that was an easy fix. The hard ones are when it's a loose bulb. But if you can spot a broken bulb, it makes the job easy.